We had this 630 John Deere show up to work yesterday. I actually transferred it from the other dealership in this area. We're owned by this the same company, same dealership. We're not very far apart. Anyways, none of their technicians could figure out how to fix this thing. It was running real bad, backfiring through the carburetor. His other complaint was, well, the PTO, not the PTO, this clutch was loose, which wasn't a big deal to adjust. And his PTO wasn't engaging, which is either going to have to be a clutch rebuild or an adjustment. I'm going to try adjusting it first. So he's got good spark on both cylinders. His compression is excellent. In this big 630's fairly straight old tractor. It runs with some choke, but it only runs on one cylinder. So the first thing was first, after the other guys at the other shop had already been through the carburetor, put a $300 carburetor kit in it, and it still wasn't right. I got back into it because I know a thing or two about these, obviously, and what it boils down to is, so of course on these duplex carburetors, instead of drill plugs blocking out the passages, they've got them little steel BBs. There's them, there's one here, there's one there, and one of these sides, I think it's over here, they've got one on each of these. Those need to be machined out to properly clean them. Something that we're not going to be able to do here with the tractor in the shop. And I can't really say unbelievably so. They're plugged up. The passages are all plugged up. So before this thing will even run right or even attempt to run right, I'm going to have to talk with the customer about having his carburetor redone, because he's going to have to send it off to be rebuilt, so that way we know it's done right. And I have the other service manager tell me, well, why can't we do it? Why can't we just run some wires through it? And it's, if you guys have ever messed with these duplex carburetors, you know you can't just run wires through them. You can't just, shoot them with carb cleaner and call them clean. I mean, they need, overhauled. But we don't get two cylinders very often here at the Deere dealership. I was real happy to see this one come in, because obviously in my free time I work on two cylinders and steam engines. So I was real happy to see this one come in. Well, should I say I was real happy that they decided, hey, we're going to send this one your way to figure out. So, but that's where we have to begin, is with the carburetor. He did convert this over to a Petronix electronic ignition. Said he's got good spark on each side. Pretty sure he's running on this cylinder. It's the other cylinder he's not running on, and it's actually that idle passage that was mostly plugged up. The other one looked like it was getting a little bit through, but you still have to choke it quite a bit to get it to run. If you take the choke off, it spits and backfires, and it's only running on one cylinder. I did adjust the valves on them. The exhaust valves were way out of spec. They were probably something like 50, 60 thousandths. I mean, they were terrible. So I brought them back into 20 thousandths. The intakes weren't too bad, but I made sure they were sitting right around 15 thousandths. I already pulled his nose cone off, made sure there wasn't any blockages in his air intake. He's good there. His air cleaner here's good. It's got good clean oil in it. So I don't know if he's a collector or if this is his working tractor. But he's looks like he's somewhat taken care of this thing, other than the carburetor being plugged up. I did drive it in yesterday, just with choke on. The power steering doesn't pull to one side, and it works good. I just feel bad for the guy. Being a Deere dealership, he's going to be into this thing for some money by the time it's said and done. But I need to go over some of this stuff with him before I just start digging in. Kind of let him know my thoughts and what he's in for and what needs to happen. So I just thought I'd shoot a video for the old YouTube channel, since it's been a while, and show what I was working on. So thanks, guys.